Well, Rugby League's Ashes are back this Northern Hemisphere autumn. We knew this was happening, and the hold-ups in confirming it were definitely south of the equator. Let's have a look at the dates and venues. October 25 at Wembley, November 1 at Everton's new stadium in Liverpool, and November 8 at Headingley Stadium in Leeds. Rugby League Commercial Managing Director Rhodri Jones and England coach Shaun Wane hosted a media conference for UK journalists on Wednesday. Let's have a look at 9 things we learned from the chat. 1. Headingley was specifically chosen as a third test venue to favour England.
Headingley is steeped in history, both from a rugby league perspective, but also a cricket perspective as to what has happened there. And there's a little bit of trying to help Shaun here as well, in terms of Headingley's been successful over the last 2 series in terms of finishing series off on a high. Leeds is a city. Leeds is well supported. It's the best ground in Super League. So yeah, that's why we're going to Headingley.
Can I just in support of that? We played a second test against Samoa, third test against Tonga at Headingley. We was there last Saturday with the Wigan team. The atmosphere, what Gary and Paul Caddick's done there at Leeds, the atmosphere is second to none. It's fantastic. The pitch is great. The atmosphere is fantastic. They looked after my team for that second and third test was impeccable. You know, after all the staff behind the scenes, the detail they go into is fantastic. So I 100% get it, and I'm really happy that third test is there.
2. Each country will have to pick a squad of 24 before the series and will need special dispensation to bring anyone else in.
It's going to not be dissimilar to Tonga and Samoa, really. So from the squad's perspective, we expect both nations to pick a 24-man squad, and they will have to declare that post Super League Grand Final. That's the latter of the 2 Grand Finals. So that would be kind of second week in October. So 2 weeks before the first test, we will know the 24-man squads. It's as simple as that. And then they pick from those 24s. Clearly, if injuries come into it, there's conversations that happen to allow additional members to come in if they are series-ending injuries, and that's always been the case for as long as I remember.
3. Warrington owner Simon Moran, who we already knew, approached ARLC chairman Peter V'landys and asked him to switch the series from Australia to Britain. Won't be the actual promoter, i.e. he's not taking any financial risk, he's just helping out Rugby League Commercial.
Simon has been in the background with us, helping us with venues. Obviously, he's got a very good connection and link with Wembley, with his Oasis and Coldplay activities this summer. And then we've used him and his team around ticket pricing. You'll have seen that the window has opened this morning for priority. So we've taken some business advice, I guess, from Simon and his team. He's helped us with ticket modelling, ticket pricing. He wants this to be a massive success, and is happy to have given up some of his time and his team's time to help us make this a success. So yeah, thanks to Simon at this point. There's more to come from him and his team. They'll help us with how we market the games in London in particular. But yeah, he's on board in terms of wanting to make this a success. Yeah, he's supporting us, and yeah, as I said before, he's helped us with venues. He'll help us with marketing, and he's fully on board.
Is it good news for the sport that he's taken an interest in the wider sport outside of Warrington, and could you coax him to get more involved in other things of the wider sport?
Yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction, isn't it? I think it's I guess for the first time, I guess me being at Rugby League Commercial, it's the first time a club owner has come with that. I guess I liken it a little bit to Wigan and Warrington going to Vegas. So he's been great. He's an amazing person to spend time with. His brain just works differently. He knows it. He understands it. He gets it. I feel sorry for his calculator, having watched him tapping into his calculator. But yeah, he's an expert in his field, and why wouldn't we tap into that to make this a success?
4, Rugby League Commercial expects to sell 120,000 tickets.
Yeah, I think, look, we've worked the economics out. I think Wembley, for us, the first target is to break that 50,000 barrier, which it means the lower bowl and that middle tier is full. I think back in the 2013 World Cup, there was just over 60,000 in the stadium for that double header. So that's a natural target for us to overcome. Everton is a 50,000 seater stadia. Our ambition is to sell Everton out, absolutely 100%. And Headingley, we expect that to probably sell out the quickest, as with it being such a reduced capacity at 19,500. There's a bit of method in the madness, I guess you'd say, in that if we expect Headingley to go first, it then pushes people towards Everton, towards Wembley as well. So those are our initial targets, Aaron. Wembley has the biggest, I guess, in terms of being able to go up to 90,000, which, you know, if we were to get to 80 odd thousand, I think we'd be all delighted at that point.
5, British authorities currently expect all 3 tests to be controlled by English referees, but this is not set in stone and might change.
In terms of the referees, no decisions have been made at this point. I think our assumption is that they will be 3 English referees. However, we've not had that conversation with the ARLC yet, who I'm sure will want to promote one of their referees to come and referee one of the test matches as well. So yeah, to be determined, I think, on match officials, Steve.
6, there will be no warm-up game for England.
No, I don't think we need that, Phil. I'm happy with the get-togethers off feet, and hopefully we'll with the blessing of the Super League clubs, owners, CEOs, we might get a couple of 2-day camps with the players. You know, so they're not being physically smashed up, but there'll be a lot of England methods drilled into the players, what we need to win this Test series. You know, I went to the Rugby League Commercial meeting a few weeks ago, and the positivity and the support I felt we had was fantastic. You know, if and when we do well in this series, it won't be an England victory. It will be like a Super League. It'll be a real victory for everybody.
7, players' union restrictions around workloads played a big role in the absence of any club games or provincial matches or other internationals from the Kangaroos itinerary.
From our perspective, it was a test series. We didn't go broader than that. We understand the framework, let's call it, that the NRL players have to work to around the RLPA and the release and the number of games they can play. So from our perspective, it was only ever about a 3-match test series in a particular window. I know Mal's come out and said France and club fixtures, but that's something that I think they will deal with down in Australia.
8, the switch of the series from Australia to Britain does not impact the gazetted return of the Kangaroos to the UK in 2028.
I think we were due to go to Australia this year. There's a World Cup next year, New Zealand in 27, and Australia back here in 28. So, you know, again, that was why we put so much effort into bringing Tonga and Samoa over the last 2 years, was to give Shaun and the players the opportunity to play on the international stage. So it's part of the wider calendar, I guess you'd say, Drew. And I think it's a real positive for the international game that Australia are coming here to the UK. I think it gives a real shot in the arm into the UK game. It, like Shaun says, the anticipation now for the players to perform at their best now for the next 24 weeks, I think is left of the season, means that Super League standard will rise again, because they'll all want to be playing at the end of the year.
And 9, the Ashes Trophy is already in Manchester.
The trophy was handed over in Las Vegas, and we have it here in this building. It is the trophy that he's pictured from the Australian dressing room back in 2003, I think it was, with Minicella and Willie Mason. I think it is that picture. It is that trophy. It's from, I think it's 1908. So it is here in this country.